Hey Shasa, how you doing? Thank you for being on. So we're gonna wait for more people to come in. How was your day today, Shasa? Let us know how you doing. That's good. That's good. That's good. We gotta keep it good. So many things are happening in this world, girl. We gotta keep it good. Hi, Arena. Welcome to my live. Yes, we do a lot better watching lives. Try to, remove ourselves from the distraction. So I'm happy to create this live. Hot Sauce Empress, what's up, Peter? Welcome aboard. Everybody coming in very slowly, so. Hi, Elena. How's the job going, Elena? How's everything with you? I'm very excited for you in the new venture. Ken is on. Yay! Let's tag him. My hair's a little mess today.
Booyah! How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, how was your day today?
Relaxing. Just staying home, doing a bunch of nothing.
Oh, come on. You always got stuff you doing. You always got stuff you doing. You know it.
Rizzle, Twitter, Instagram.
Exactly.
That's it all day long.
All right. So, we're going to start shortly. We have enough people to actually get us started.
Hey,
So,
Elena.
Ken, welcome to the Martine Show, Ken, named by Jassim Khan. So, tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to everyone so we can get started.
Hello, I'm Ken Sills, aka Real Hey Ken. Started on Rizzle. What was it? June 10th of 2019 when it was Rumbl and used to only be 40 seconds long. And to get a million views, you actually had to work your ace off. Versus nowadays, you can pretty much get on Rizzle and within a month you got a million views.
Well, I mean, I guess things have changed, you know. It didn't take me a month to get a million views, that's for sure. I did have to put in work. So anybody who thinks that it's simple and easy is not that simple. You got to put in your time, you got to put in your work for sure. Um, so the thing about it, when you started was Rumble. Now, what has changed drastically from the time that you've been on? Like, what are the major things you could say that you have seen before you that has taken place at Rumble to Rizzle?
Well, obviously, like I said, when it was Rumbl, it was only 40 seconds long and a much smaller community. So when I started, the first people I found was Nick Catelli. And from what I've understood, yeah, if I can think of her name, the CEO of Rizzle, Vidya, she says
Media?
as far as she knows, Nick Catelli was the first one to do a Rumbl. So I found
Really?
him. I found him, and then I found Lindsay Baker, and to me, I thought, oh, this is easy. I know what I can do. And by my second video, it was asking, what if puppets were real? So I grabbed Paul and did a 40
Paul
second
Legend.
video. Yeah, Paul Legend. I'm pointing there because he's right. It stays on my bed because it ain't like there's anybody here with me. So
Are we
I
going to get
grabbed.
an illustration of Paul Legend?
That's Paul right there.
All right.
So I
Feel free to
grabbed
bring
him.
out Paul if you want, okay?
Well, that's always that was my second Rumbl, was responding to what if puppets were real. So I'm having a conversation with him about trying to make him understand he's not real, but he's convinced he was real. So, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how it just started. Obviously, as the months passed, it got great that they went to monetization, and I realized the formula, at least that was working for me, was the more channels you had, the more money you would make. But you had to keep a
Mm-hmm.
premium, and back in that time, keeping premium, you had to do a lot more videos to have
Mm-hmm.
a premium channel. But
Mm-hmm.
as the time passed, they cut it down to how many videos you had to do, and the sponsorship money, at least for myself, within 3 or 4 months of when they said, you can't get sponsorship money, it died. And it just hasn't come back at all. But I figured out
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got anything to do, so I'll keep doing it.
Oh, Jocelyn has something funny that he's saying here. You're being shipped to
To
Silicon
Silicon
Valley.
Valley. That'd be pretty cool. I can actually say I've been to California because I was in Lake Tahoe and walked over the border, purposefully walked over into California to a store so I could say I've been to California.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is that your character, Paul Legend, started when you were on Rizzle. That's the creation of it. It came out of
Yeah,
Rizzle. I mean, Rumbl at the time.
well, in a sense, not Rumble because he didn't have a name. I had, well, yeah, he did, but he didn't have a channel or anything. I just did this bit with him on Rumble about what if a puppet
Hmm.
was real. And then
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was not until it became Rizzle that I decided, what the hell, I'm going to make a channel for him. And then I wasn't going to take it premium. But I talked with some other Rizzlers and said, what do you think? Do you think I should try to take Paul Legend Premium? And you're like, yeah, go for it. Why not? So I did. And it just went from there.
So basically, what is the character Paul Legend? What is Paul Legend all about? What is Paul Legend's personality?
Well, obviously he's a world famous giraffe puppet
Hmm.
who's been on Broadway in The Lion King. He's worked with Steven
Hmm.
Spielberg. He did the voice of E.T. He's
Hmm.
working on the film Indiana Jones 5. He has a
Hmm.
Netflix special that's coming out this month.
Okay.
And basically, Paul actually came from, I did a few of those when I was on Periscope, and it was a puppet that was my child. I say child because I had a daughter, but she's now changed to male. So she's born female,
Okay.
but considers herself male. So when
Okay.
she wanted to go live in Nana, the two things she left behind were two hand puppets. One was Donkey from Shrek, and the other was the giraffe. Well, I didn't want Donkey because Donkey already existed. It's Eddie Murphy. So I said, I want to do something with this. I don't know what. So first of all, I had to make it different. So I took nail polish that she'd left there, painted one eye purple, one eye blue, put a kind of a mask across his eyes because he's got to have an issue. And the issue was that, he was made fun of when he was a kid all the time because his eyes looked funny. And so that's kind of like how he just started into his own journey in his life.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, you started off on a Rumble Rizzle, however, it was Rizzle, okay? And then you apparently emerged to Periscope. Can you talk about your Periscope?
Yeah, I've been on Periscope for a long time, since probably 2014. My original account ended up losing that phone and couldn't remember the account number to get back in. He had that password and all that stuff. So unfortunately, I lost my original account because I was up to, not a lot, only had like 650 followers. But back then, Periscope, this is way before Rumbl and Rizzle.
Hmm.
Periscope was
Oh, okay.
what they call the Perry family. I would go
Okay.
on Periscope, and there would be easily 5, if not 10 people who would come to my Periscope. Usually they want me to go to my room, which they called the Church of Ken.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I was losing the house. I wrote a whole bunch of different things on the wall, and it'd be like a class or whatever. And everybody loved it. And I'm just improvising and talking to people, and they loved it. But then
Okay.
I lost that account. So now I've been back on Periscope relatively about a year and a half, but I don't do it a whole lot because it's nothing like it used to be. It's not the Perry family that it just sort of got lost by Twitter. Twitter just sort of let it go and said, okay, it's out there, to hell with it.
Right, right. So basically on Periscope, I mean, you're still on now. What would be like the style of the type of things that you put on there? I mean, is it teaching? Is it conversation? Is what type of topics do you discuss on Periscope?
Well, Jasmine's asking about my audio. If you can't hear me, I mean, I'm on my headphones. I can turn them off. So,
Yeah, we could hear you actually.
okay.
You probably have
Yeah.
your AC on, which I have my
Yeah.
AC on too, so
Right.
it's a little
Over here
background
it's a
noise.
floor unit, so if I'm
Oh,
off it,
okay.
it's gonna be more pronounced if I'm off the headphones than if I'm on it. And I'm sorry, but
Understandable.
it's hot and I'm in Florida and I'm not turning my AC off.
It's hot by us too.
So
So yeah,
I
so what
forgot what
kind
you
of
were
style?
asking. Huh?
What is the style of the stuff that you actually do on Periscope?
Not a bunch. Especially if I'm out somewhere, I'll go ahead and do a Periscope because I got something to show other than
Oh,
just
okay.
myself sitting there talking. So when I go to the river, or like we call the river, it's inlet, or the ocean, or around yachts, I'll do that. Then there are times where I'm flat out bored and I'll literally just put up chatting to myself. And I don't know, it's like a 50-50 shot. Sometimes I literally go on and it's just me. And that's why I got a saying, zero is my hero. That's my saying there. Zero is my hero. I broadcast to no one. And I'll do a 5, maybe 10-minute talking to myself in a mirror because that's what I'm doing. Like I can see myself. It's a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But other times I'll go on like I did last night, and a couple of my core followers who've been following me for years came in. So I was on for 45 minutes.
Awesome.
And they love it
Congratulations. That's great.
when the trolls come in. They love it because I don't block the trolls.
Okay.
I just play off them. I don't care what they say to me, how they say it. And inevitably the trolls like, this ain't working. I ain't getting to this guy. And they bail.
Oh, I see. I see. So let me just take 1 second because we have quite a few people that came to the room here. I just want to greet everyone. My girlfriend's on here, Grown Girls NYC. Thank you for being on. Jasmine, what's up? Christopher Collins, Anastasia,
Anastasia.
Montreal Hall, The Real D. Canton, Dwayne Hurt, let's see, Mitch Savage. Mitch Savage, can you please be our timekeeper?
Actually, I got my phone set.
Okay,
I
no
got my phone
problem.
set for 8:55, so it'll go off and we'll know where we are.
Alrighty.
I come prepared.
So awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. So you said something about being bored, and you do mention that every now and then. One thing I realized is that when you took it upon yourself to renovate your apartment, like how did that thought come about? Like
Uh,
what made you just all of a sudden decide that you wanted to paint and just redo everything?
well, first of all, I'm grateful. I own it. It's a
Oh,
manufactured,
awesome.
a mobile home, but I own it.
Awesome, awesome.
Considering I was living in a car and then living in literally a crack house. No, I don't do crack. It's a nice change. But I got
Well, definitely an
uh,
upgrade.
when I moved in, there's a lot of TLC that need to happen, and the walls had a lot of dents and whatever. So through time, I've been buying spackle and fixing them. Hey, Mitch, sorry, and everybody else there. I'm sorry if I haven't said hello to you. So little by little, I've been fixing the walls and purposefully leaving the white there where I was doing the work to give me this
Hmm.
initiative that I want to change this color. Then I actually started drawing on the wall near the desk that my ex gave to me. And
Hmm.
this was giving me more incentive. Okay, I want to change this color, so I did research to try to find colors that were positive. I already knew what they were anyway, but I just wanted to see what I was going to do that was going to be positive. So initially, I was going to paint the whole room amethyst, aka purple. So,
Yes.
but
Hmm.
I didn't buy paint slash primer. I just bought paint. So I was only able to cover not even maybe half the room, and I was out of the gallon I bought. And I'm glad I was
Hmm.
because I realized, wow, had I done this all in purple, it would have been way too dark a room because there's only one light in that room. So that's when I
Hmm.
decided, okay, I'm going for something Not a yellow, because the room was yellow, and it became gold, and I love it. The purple and gold, I didn't realize after I was done, it's actually my high school colors.
Really?
Hey,
Well,
GQ.
the color combination you chose ended up being perfect, you know, and I was just wondering what made you choose those particular colors, which you explained, but the combination is just like awesome. And I thought that it was very eccentric, you know, the fact that you're being a guy and you pick those colors. Normally, men wouldn't normally pick those colors, but I was just like, wow, that's really nice. And it turned out to be a beautiful project. I mean, are you proud of that project? You should be.
Oh hell yeah! Every time I now, it really, because see, I was in this where I was in a situation I didn't realize because I was spending every day, all day in my bedroom, and in here, the only way you can have light is by the light artificial, because my windows are blocked off by big old moving blankets. So
Hmm.
it took me a long time to realize that when I would go out into my what I call living room, because I don't have a
Hmm.
family. I'd call it a family room if I had a family. So
Yeah,
when I'd go in the living room, I'd realize just that difference of going into natural light was making me feel better. But this is after
absolutely.
living here a year and a half. Then I started realizing I'm going to make myself. I have situations with whatever issues with disability, so sitting up for long periods of time can be painful. So I'm going to make myself
Okay.
go out there and spend at least 8 hours of my day out in that room, even if I'm doing nothing but Rizzle, whatever. I'm in a room where there's natural light, and so that helped me a lot therapeutically. And then the color change, yeah, that's just me. I mean, I paint my nails. Okay, I'm a heterosexual dude, and I'll paint my nails purple.
Okay.
So, and
Okay.
the color, like I said, I knew I wanted a purple, but the other color just sort of, I'm like, okay, what's going to go with this? And I saw the gold, and I said, sold.
It turned out to be really beautiful, very uplifting, and like you said, light brings up your spirits. So yeah, I think that was a very good move that you took it upon yourself to renovate that place. And I mean, I'm sure every time you walk into that space, you feel really good,
Oh
right?
yeah, a lot more positive, and that's why every day now, when I get up in the morning, I grab all my crap that I got here in my room, which is a couple phones, a couple flip fives. I transfer everything out there, and then the first thing I'll do after I wet my hair down because it looks like a monkey jumped on it in the morning. The first thing I'll do is my Rizzle, my
Mhm.
vlog of the day, and then I'm like, okay, here I am. Let me see if anybody sent me anything that I can respond to, and just roll with the day from there.
Wow. So we do have a newcomer in here. That came on. Hi, Seth. Thank you for being with us. It's your first time, so I just want to acknowledge you. Let everybody know Seth is with us today. He's actually in the Facebook group for Resilience, but he's on board on the interview today. And GQ is here with us. Thank you for being on. All right. So, another thing I wanted to highlight on your phone. Do you have more than one phone? May we ask why?
Well, okay. I have an iPhone 7, and
Okay.
it was basically full of too much crap. It
Ah.
got to a point where it's too full, and I cracked the
Mm-hmm.
screen on it. So I decided, okay, let me go get. I'm with T-Mobile, so they've kept on contacting me, telling me you qualify for a free phone. So I
Mm-hmm.
figured, what the heck? Okay, I qualify for this free phone. Let me go up and get a free phone. Haha, free. So anyway, I bring home this. I call it a piece of phone, and it won't let me
Okay.
do hardly. It won't. I'm on Instagram. It stops me. I'm trying to do Rizzle. It blanks out. The screen is moving, and I take it back to him. And I said, listen, this phone is a piece of crap. It's a Samsung. I don't know, AS whatever, piece of crap. So then they tell me, oh well, yeah, it's not really good for that. And I said, but before I left the store, I told you all that I'm a vlogger. You could have said that. So I said, well, I can trade it in, right? They said, yeah, but you have to wait 14 days. I said, no, I don't want to wait 14 days. I said, the heck with it. Let me get another phone then. So I picked up this phone, which is actually it's an iPhone, and I never heard of it. It's an AE20 or
Okay.
AS20, AE, one of those,
Mm-hmm.
AE20. Or anyway, it's got the same brain that's an iPhone 11. So I got it, but because I'm now having 3 phones, they're telling me, listen, it's going to be cheaper for you to have 4 lines than 3 lines. So I said, fine.
Whoa.
Give me
Okay.
a 4th line. So 3 phones at home, 1 SIM card. Then I got the iPhone 10 that I bought from Ricky Valero, and I said, okay, well now I got 4 phones. So
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what this one. I mean, everything on here. I got a backup account for Rizzle on here that I'm sort of doing the behind the scenes stuff, but that's all I'm doing on it. It's not my main account. But if something were to happen to my phone, at least I got the backup Rizzle. My actual Instagram's on here too, and my Facebook, so I can go between the 2 if I needed to. So the other
So
2
basically,
phones.
you're like the ultimate vlogger. I mean, you identify yourself as a vlogger. You went to purchase your phones and you're like, I'm a vlogger, so I need space. I need this. I think that's really good for us to kind of like frame our minds, because being on Rizzle all the time specifically states that we're actually utilizing our phones daily.
Oh
And
yeah,
a lot of us
it's
are on Instagram. A lot of
leave
us
that.
are doing YouTube
I
and
gotta
all
have
these
a
other things.
checklist. I'm leaving the house. I'm taking at least 2 phones with me. I have a charge pack. I have a cord.
Okay.
If I'm on my electric bike, it also has its own plug-in too. So when I'm going, like if I were to go into a bar or a restaurant,
Yeah.
I'm setting 2 phones on the table. They're there. And then if I need to charge either one of them, I got my charge pack with me. So it's like being a professional vlogger. What do you do for a living? I vlog.
That's awesome. You know, we need to upgrade. We need to upgrade our lives, people, okay, and become like legendary Mr. Seals, like DC just said, because you got the ultimate hookup going on with all those phones and everything. And you know what I love about it? It's the way you utilize the capacities of your phone. It's like when I was live with, I can't remember who, but you actually demonstrated with a phone and you did Rizzle. I guess you were holding the other phone to demonstrate the actual previous taping.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really nice. That was like really genuine
Yeah,
that
that's
you
why
did
I
that.
wanted to go on Periscope. That's also the reason, the thoughts behind it, and able to
Okay.
promote the app and be able to show people how the app works. I definitely wanted a second phone with a Rizzle account so that I could go live on Periscope and demo to them. Here's how this is what Rizzle is. This is how it works, and I can also record it on my other account, my backup account, showing them behind the scenes, me going live on Periscope and what I did. So it gives people who may think they want to be on the app, oh, look how easy it is. It's user friendly. And here's what it looks like. And of course, I got to at least once in a while show, hey, Montel, show my original account, because it looks like I'm popular, on Rizzle if I show my original account, because at least it has a fair enough views and follows versus my
Well, we're all
backup.
popular on Rizzle. You know that we all Rizzle famous, so we all popular at Rizzle.
Versus
Okay.
my backup account, which I think is like I don't know, 1,500 followers. Actually, I'm gonna look at it here and look
Well,
at That's the strange thing about having this. Yeah, I got 18,000 views and 373 followers on my backup account.
wow.
So that's why I use it for this, like I said, for behind the scenes stuff.
That's awesome. And that's a good tip for us to know that, having another phone could be to our advantage, especially the fact that a lot of us are doing these videos. So we should consider ourselves as potential vloggers, because that's what we've been doing for a long time now.
Well,
Um,
I like it because
Mitch
what
is saying,
oh, sorry.
uh-huh, go
Go ahead.
ahead.
I like it because what I see, just me personally, going through Rizzle, it can get boring because it's, gee, let me guess, somebody talking. Let me guess, somebody talking. Somebody sitting there talking. Somebody sitting there talking. So I like to try to at least have a fair percentage of my stuff where, yes, I'm on camera, but I'm not always on camera. Or I'll start out where the camera's flipped the other way, where I'm walking even if it's just walking into my room in my house, and then I'll flip it back to me. So to me, it's
I totally agree
especially,
with that.
I like to do that with World Through My Lens because to me, I never knew back then you could change channel names. I wished I had. I would have never went with
Okay.
My Daily Thoughts or World Through My Lens because it's a common channels. But World Through My
Okay.
Lens to me wasn't, why would I want to look at me? If it's World Through My Lens, it should be World Through My Lens. What I'm looking at, not looking at me.
Mm,
So I tried very
interesting.
much still, a lot of my World Through My Lens, yes, I'm on it, but a lot of it is something other than just me on the camera. And I do the same thing with
Yeah.
World Scope. World Scope, I'll
Mm,
start out, now I've changed a lot. I'll start out with me and then I'll go to usually a travel video, but I also try to find other things to put there since it's a featured channel.
mhm. I totally agree with you. I mean, featuring yourself in different ways on Rizzle actually does help. It does help with your views, and I've experienced that tremendous difference with my different channels. I have a channel that's called Street Vibes, and it's basically things that I see happening on the street or me talking while I'm in outside,
Mm-hmm.
anywhere else but home. And those views on that particular channel, it's crazy. Like you can't
It's
even explain.
it's really weird what will hit and what won't. You know, you can put
Yes,
something
you
out
have
there
to test it out.
that you really yourself as the creator of it, you go, this is gonna go over huge. This is really good, and it's like,
Hmm.
and then something that you just sort of you did whatever you responded to somebody or something else that you were okay, whatever. It's on the next thing 3,000 views. What the hell?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's trial and error. You just always got to be testing stuff out and trying new things. You can't stay monotone when it comes to video creation. That's something that I'm witnessing and learning at the same time. Um, Mitch
Montel
had a
saying
very nice comment.
Montel
Go
saying
ahead,
he has
Montez.
two story time channels. I have one. I archived it. I started telling a story that I told my kid when I was when she was little, and it's a very elaborate story that my ex-wife wanted me to make into a book. Pleaded with me to make a child's book, but I wouldn't do it. But I archived that channel, and I just saw him saying he has two story channels.
Well, you can still turn it into a book.
Yeah, well, that would require things that I don't have knowledge in, such as in spelling, writing, punctuation. Forget about it. No way.
Oh, with the computer
Oof it when
nowadays,
it
those
comes.
things are pretty simple.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody out there want to buy me a computer? Bring it on.
You can do it on your phone, though. They have apps for those things. Justin is saying Montreal CBS has a story time channel on how he was able to buy a Lamborghini. Interesting. And
Lamborghini Countach. Yes, Ken
and
knows
Mitch
about Lamborghinis.
has a nice comment. He says that your vlogs are refreshing and he never forgets to take in a good view. So that's what Mitch is saying about you, which I think is
Well,
very sweet,
appreciate you,
very
Mitch.
nice.
Some of it I'm missing because
Absolutely.
I'm looking up at you. You're above me
You're
right now,
looking
so
at
my
me?
eyes. I'm focusing on you versus what's
Yeah,
some of the
I'm
stuff
up
I'm
there.
seeing. But
Yeah. That's cool. I have a very important question that Justin wanted me to ask you. Basically, he says that you're always at the bar. You go to the same bar daily. So he wanted to know, why do you always go to that same bar?
well, first of all, I don't go daily. Let's make that clear. But
Okay.
a couple reasons. Number one, it's probably no more than a 15-minute walk from my house. So
Convenience. Okay.
that way, if I tend to have a bit too much, I have a better chance of getting home, even with my bicycle, which sometimes I've had to walk home, because
Hmm.
it's not often I'll go there and get myself to a point where I can't ride my bicycle. But it has happened twice, where I'll get on my bicycle and then I end up on the sidewalk and I got to walk the bicycle home. But most
Mm.
importantly, because it's out of all the bars I've been to in my life, and I've been all over the northeastern United States of America with an event company and worked involved with a radio station, it is by far the
Mm.
best bar I've been into in my life. It's got a really great atmosphere. Although I'm alone there with
Mhm.
people, there's at least probably going to be anywhere from 4 to 10 people that'll be in there at whatever times that I know what they look like. I know most of their names. So it's the familiarity of that, and I'm usually just the one dumping money in the juke. I'll spend $40 in a jukebox because I want to hear what I want to hear, and then I'll just sit there and drink until I'm done drinking and go home. Can I help you make new friends at the bar? My issue is that I don't. I'm alone in a crowd. I'm not one to. I mean, it's not that I don't strike up conversations with people, but my entire life, for whatever reason, people will come like they know me, and then it's like, oh, hey, Ken, how you doing? And then it's like, off they go. Okay, so how come we're not hanging around and talking to each other? I don't know. I'm not going to go after them and like a wet puppy dog going, oh, can we be friends? Can I hang with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, there's Nick Catelli.
GQ has a very nice comment here. He says, Ken, it's refreshing to see how positive you've been lately.
Yeah. Fake it to make it. That's what
Well, eventually it does become part of you, so you do end up making it.
See, that's what I was talking about. Nick Catelli right there. Nick is the guy that, as far as I've heard, was the original person to start on Rumbl, the first person to Rumbl.
Hey, Nick, welcome aboard. Nick has been on these lives a few times
so cool.
before, too.
He's an actor, funny. God damn, he's funny. And his podcasts I like it because they're only about 30 minutes long, and they're just put together well. That's Nick.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Talking about podcasting, I know that you have a podcast also. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
With an audience of about 3, counting myself.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because the thing about it is this, is that the more you do it, the more you pick up. I mean, I started on a podcast too, and the thing about it, when I started, I didn't think anybody was listening to me. And by the time I got to like the 4th episode, I had a whole bunch of people listening to me. When I looked at the analytics, they were listening to me from Greece, UK, all over Europe. I mean, like, really, like, I was just like, what is this? So, I mean, sometimes you don't know, even if you have one person in one area, but that's your listener. You can have 10 people, and it's only one person in each different part of the world. Those are your people. So just do your thing for your people. That's it.
Oh, that's why I do it about once a month, once every 6 weeks. Matter of fact, for the first time ever, I finally took an interview that I had on YouTube from my original YouTube channel. I used to have a show that I called Outside In with Hey Ken. And what it was literally me finding people of some caliber of fame, not know anything about them because I didn't want to, and then interview them off the cuff. So I took one of those interviews, which is a podcaster named Cassius Morris. He started out with Creatures of the Net, which was all about Kiss. I'm a big Kiss fan. And now he's off. He interviews comedians, rock stars, and so forth. And I actually got him to agree to let me interview him over Skype while being live on Periscope. Then I took it and I put it on my YouTube channel, my old one. And then I took that whole interview and put it on my podcast, which is confusing as hell because my podcast is called The Paul Legend Show, but it has nothing to do with Paul Legend, the puppet.
Okay.
So, and then I go by Hey Ken and Real Hey Ken, and it has nothing to do with either of them. So.
Talking about your YouTube, how's your YouTube channel doing? Have you been on it?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't appreciate the fact that I've done what Ricky Valero asked, and that is I went out and started hunting down people who were on Rizzle and said, okay, I will follow their YouTube channel. And first I'm going to wait and see. I'm following YouTube channels to see if my numbers change. They haven't changed. So it's kind of like, why am I going out and supporting you if you're not going to support me? My YouTube channel's a piece of crap. I'll tell you that. Most of it is either from my Periscope, some of it is from my Rizzle, some of it's TikTok. My biggest one that I just had, that I just uploaded, literally I think it was the other night, was Evan Stanley. That's Paul Stanley's son. If you don't know who Paul Stanley is, he's in Rock Group Kiss. He has a son named Evan. Evan was on Instagram Live, so I screen recorded it, and then I put it on my YouTube channel. Because I know a whole bunch of people, so it's had 40 views. But there's so much more I want to do with it, with my YouTube channel. It's just I don't have the wherewithal to be able to do it. I don't have all the editing tools. I don't have a computer. I got a smartphone. That's it. I record it.
Well, you got
and
two
then
phones, and let me
yeah.
tell you, if you want to do YouTube, you got 2 phones or 4 phones. You can do YouTube really well on 4 phones. The video editing apps are right through the phone. You can do it
Yeah, if
anywhere on
you
your
well,
phone.
I have there's not a video app that I've run across yet that I can figure out how the hell to work it, no matter how easy
Well,
it's been.
you need to look up with GQ.
Charlie
GQ is the
GM.
master video
No,
editing
I don't,
person.
Jasmine. Who is that?
You
I
know,
might know if you explain who it is, but I don't know. Can you do a lot with a smartphone, bro? Yeah, you can. It's just I can't figure out.
absolutely,
I mean, like I said,
absolutely.
I have had
That's
apps.
why it's called a smartphone.
Well, yeah,
Exactly why they call it smartphone. Because you could do
well,
too much with it. As a
it's
matter of fact,
a stupid person trying to figure out a smartphone ain't exactly.
no, you're not.
And
No,
like I
you're
said,
not.
the apps that I've had so far when it comes to video editing that say they're easy. See, I want to be able to do the video what I want. If I want to move something over here, I want to move it over there. So one of the best videos I got out of it was when there was a guy that used to be on Rizzle. He isn't on so much today. I was Dank Dave Gary's. I was out with him one time and shot a video. He had an GoPro 8. So I shot a video with my smartphone panoramic. He put it through his GoPro, put music to it that you can legally use because it's whatever. And it's a really professional looking video. And that's what I want to be able to have, is in professional looking videos. Have you used Power Director? Don't know what it is. So I'm going to go with a no. I
And
haven't.
that's a video editing app that you can actually download
I
from
don't
your
know how
phone.
many video editing apps I've had and gotten rid of
You know,
because I can't figure them out. So I
so
mean, I can figure out a lot of stuff, but there's a thing if I can't figure it out, and
I mean,
it's
I
easy.
understand where you're coming from because I'm not tech savvy either. You know, but little by little, I'm getting somewhere. You know, I'm definitely getting somewhere. And another thing is that I don't think we cannot rely on just people through Rizzle
No,
to really make our YouTube successful, because
no.
that's
And
not it. You know,
Jasmine, no, as for TikTok, it doesn't bother me, at least if it stays or it goes. I've done TikTok kind of light. I've got about 250 followers there, but it doesn't. They ban it, they ban it. So let it be written, so let it be done. It's no big deal to me if it's gone or if it's there. It's just an extra tool to put in the basket to get your brand out there, which is Real Hey Ken, or Hey Ken is my brand. I've used Hey Ken for years, and then I changed it to Real Hey Ken because there was when I was on Twitter, I used to have an account under Hey Ken. Well, I lost that account, however, to get back into it. So I opened up a new one, Hey Ken 2. Well, some guy copied it and was doing what I was doing, but it called it Hey Ken 2.0. So I got tired of him. He was taking my stuff and being me. So then I decided, to hell with it, I'm coming out with Real Hey Ken. Put the little trademark symbol next to it and use that instead.
well, yeah, you could actually get your name trademark, the Real Hey Ken, if you really want to. You know, that is something that I think all of us should look into doing to really take ownership of our stuff, because nowadays, I mean, everything's all about creation. You know, if you're a social media influencer, you're a video creator, you're a vlogger, however, it's all about creation. So we need to start owning our stuff.
Well, see,
Because
there was something very
competition
huge.
is serious out there.
I was involved. The funnest thing I've ever done on Rizzle was not a contest. It involved Ricky Valero and Elena Rivers, and it was Team Ricky, Team Elena, and it was totally improv, no script, no contest. That's the funnest I ever had. Well, that's when I let them know off app that I was working on a deal, because I know the owner and CEO president of the biggest event youth sports organization company on the planet. So I was working with him, and what I wanted to do is be able to make a merchandise website. See, I own a URL, worldscopes.com, but there's nothing there. So my idea was to have worldscopes.com become a merch site for all the Rizzlers to be able to come up with their own logos, their own stuff, not have to put a penny into it and make money off of it. But the problem I saw as I was talking with the Randy is his name, off on the phone, this is before the COVID-19, was okay, it would all have to be under one roof, money coming into one source. And so say Elena Rivers' shirts sold the most, right? Nobody else sold a shirt, Elena Rivers did. And she made $1,000. Well, she would have to agree that everybody else who's on there gets a piece of her pie. I said, there's no way anybody's going to agree to that. So I said, let it be, the hell of it. I never went forward.
It's an interesting concept, but to actually put it together to make it work would take a bit much. And
well, it would really, it wouldn't. It would just take the agreement of everybody agreeing to it. But therein lies the problem, because like I said, you couldn't separate out the money, and either everybody would have to agree that everybody gets a percentage of the pot, or everybody says, okay, I want my own to be my own, and his own to be his own, and his own to be his own. Then you're talking confusion in regards to getting the money to go where it needs to go.
Yeah. So GQ's letting you know right here that those are the video editing apps that he uses. There's KineMaster, iMovie, which is for iPhone, Adobe Rush, and Power Director. Those are apps that you can look into.
I have KineMaster, but it costs money. That's what's sitting there.
What happened?
The one he said, KineMaster, I think he said, or something like that. I have that, but it costs money. It's not free. The other one that is free, what is it? iMovie? Can't figure it out. Well,
at the end of the day, most of them probably cost a little bit of money, some way, somehow. But the investment is in your
money into it. If I have the money and can do it, then I'm just not that interested in it right now. It's just it's just something that's sort of sitting there. It's just like, I've just always been one of, like, especially with my YouTube channel, I wanted it to be raw, unedited, and just there you are, there it is, but still have it look good, but still not edited, not have music in it, but I don't know.
Rizzle is the only one that allows us to do it that way, to tell you the truth, as far as I know. Nobody else really allows us to do it that way. Dwayne Hurt, what's up? He's saying that Filmora is another app that you can edit on. He actually uses Filmora for his movies. So that's another good tip that you got. And DC is saying iMovie's not too bad, so he definitely used it before. So
Adobe
something
Rush.
that you could look into.
Yeah,
and Adobe Rush is free. Adobe Rush is free, GQ says. So those are definitely things that we could all look into, as a matter of fact.
Did you see GQ's rap today? The rap he did with the TikTok dude? That one's good. He said
the live he did with the TikTok. Oh, you know what? I really didn't watch it.
Yeah, he posted it on Instagram. His TikTok. And he's saying that it wasn't that good. I'm like, dude, I thought it was great.
Let me tell you something about GQ, okay? He puts out great content. He's extremely creative, but he's always thinking like it's not good enough.
Well, yeah, he's too critical.
And I think it's a personality thing. So he
had to kick himself in the ass to get when he had his music done and sitting there, and finally kick him in the ass to get your music out there. So too picky, let it sit there too long, and you're trying to change the recipe too much. You're trying to add too much of this, that. Then you're getting overly critical. Next thing you know, a year flies by. The music that you've had done, that you thought you were happy with, now you're going to listen to it again and decide, no, and another year slides by. No. Drop it, man.
But you know what the thing is? I think that's a creator problem. I think we all have that problem one way or the other. Some of us may be a little more outrageous with it, and some of us are less, but a lot of us have that issue, like what always drives you and want to make it better and better.
Yeah. Anal retentive on your old stuff, because you're like, I want this to be platinum. I want this to be right. No, it isn't right,
You know,
Rizzle. It
or
isn't
you're
right.
thinking that it has to be perfect, which necessarily it really doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, truthfully speaking, if you take a look now about, things when it comes to creation out there, a lot of things are not that perfect out there, but some of them just go viral
Yeah, some are
because they just go
accidents that
viral.
just happen the right way.
That's it. You may think something is silly, everybody else thinks it's funny.
I mean, it's
You know,
not to bring up the scenario, but because I'm a Kiss fan, I'm going to. It's like when Kiss put on their makeup and got famous being in makeup. Was, oh, you guys are geniuses. Oh, that's right. No, man, we were walking along, we tripped and fell in a pot of gold. They had no idea. It just happened.
yeah, yeah. So, have you ever been to a Kiss concert? Being
Yes,
a Kiss fan?
yes. Because of the connections I have with the radio station, I've seen Kiss um, twice for free, and one time I paid. The last time I saw them was when they went out with Aerosmith, and that was quite a few years ago. But I wasn't really caring to see Aerosmith. I'd already seen them. By the time I got parked, Kiss was already on stage. So it
Hmm.
was the time I was married. We had good seats because of my connections. So I was like, okay, Kiss is done. Aerosmith come up, do 3 or 4 songs. Let's go. Let's leave. Get out of the
Hmm.
parking lot. But yeah, that was cool. I met them. I've met guys from the group, and I met the group back in the early '80s. And then at a radio station, I met a couple of the guys who've been in and out of the band. So that was cool. So that was the fun thing about being around the radio station, was getting to meet numerous, like a lot of people never, if I say Grand Funk Railroad, they'll go, who the hell is Grand Funk Railroad? But if I say,
Hmm.
we're an American band, we're coming to your town, we'll
I
help
know
you
that.
party down. Then you, oh, okay, okay, I
Yeah, they
met
know
them.
that. Yeah,
And the
I
drummer was
understand.
the lead singer, Don Brewer. He lives in West Palm. So I've talked to
Okay.
him several times, and his girlfriend or wife at the time was in the group ABBA. So it was, and they're from like Sweden. So it was cool getting to meet these people and not be fanboy on them, and just have a
Yeah.
conversation about things other than just frickin' music.
Hmm. That's awesome. That's really nice. One thing I want to ask you, I know that you've been a little outspoken about Rizzle lately, and I wanted to ask you, like, since you've been someone who's been there since, I would say, the very beginning, do you have any suggestions for Rizzle or anything that you would like to share with us that you think would make Rizzle better?
Well, yeah, they could pay us. It would be nice to be that the fact that, look, I know there's somebody probably in this room right now that's in the chat room that's being paid to be on Rizzle. And that's somebody who didn't come from you. There are people they pulled over from YouTube or TikTok that they've offered money to be on Rizzle. But this person
Hmm.
started on Rizzle. So, and to me, I'm like, okay, I've been on the app since Rumbl. I took 1 month off because I almost quit in April. But
Hmm.
beyond that, it would be nice to say, okay, we're going to take these people who've stayed the long haul and show them a little love.
Hmm.
But it seems like a number of people are have gotten to a point where you want me to continue to make content. I do. I'm going to anyway. But it sure be nice
Hmm.
to just say, hey man, here's a lousy $100 a month, $50 a month, hell, 25 a month, just some little change money for doing it. But when there's
It's
other
not
people,
even it's not even about the money, really. It could be like recognition, also like real recognition, like maybe receiving something for reaching a
yeah,
certain
I'm
path,
surprised.
you
I'm
know?
surprised they didn't come out with new swag when they changed the logo and then all that stuff, the name. That they
Hmm.
didn't, because when I was original, they sent out T-shirts and hats and stickers to founding members of Rumbl. So I have
Nice.
that, but the only place I can wear that is here. Well, on Rizzle. If I wear it out somewhere else, nobody knows what the hell that logo is or what it is because it doesn't exist anymore. So
Right, right.
other than that, I wish that when Rumbl started, its saying was real talk, real people. Well, when the first
Yes.
contest came up, before the contest even started, I knew it. I said, yeah, I told everyone, this is gonna screw everything up. And sure enough, the first contest that they had, there were so many people who had been there from almost the get-go, who were pissed at the people who had won the contest, because it was supposed to be original stuff, and there was one dude who was literally doing Jimmy Kimmel's tweet thing, and it was like, that's not original, that's doing this dude's stuff, and he won. And then another woman who was just literally sitting in her room talking, no nothing, and so it pissed a whole bunch of people off, and it doesn't blame me. And it's like, where it's going now. Okay, Real People, Real Talk is not a series. So whenever there's a contest that's going on, I haven't watched anybody who's been in a contest. I haven't watched. As soon as I come across their whatever it is, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Oh my goodness.
If you're gonna go to original, okay, go back to when they did the very first improv contest. I should be a shoo-in for this, because I already had Hick Jim, which totally was created for Rizzle, and I had Paul Legend. If that's not improv, I don't know what the hell is. And they're original characters, right? They were already there. They already existed. Everybody else made channels and made whatever it was for the contest. I said, that's BS. I mean, I've been there all along, and I didn't even get a recognition in it. Like, okay, well, there you go. That's good.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I've only been part of 2 contests, and actually I won both. But the thing about it, the contests really don't attract me to the point where I want to be part of every contest that's out there.
No, I don't.
No.
I've been a part of a couple, and it's just whatever. Somebody was asking something about the sponsorship and take a cut. Well, the thing is that Rizzle takes 80 cents off every dollar. Just so you know. So if you think when you get somebody sponsoring you and it's 99 cents, you're getting 20 cents versus Rizzle getting the rest. So the sponsor themselves getting a piece of that pie, I wouldn't have an issue with. I could care less. Sponsor me, you get 10 cents, I get 10 cents. What's the point in sponsoring?
I mean, seriously, as far as Montreal is saying we need to all create a video talking about us not getting paid. I mean, maybe there should be a prompt created talking about basically how can we actually really do get paid.
Well, let me make it clear. It's not that yes, I'd like to get paid, and yes, that's what I was talking about. But in all honesty, it's not the end-all, be-all. I could care less. I have no life, so therefore I Rizzle. So if the proof to me is if it was all about the money, I would have been out Rizzle back in April when I left for a month. I came back. And it's like, okay, whatever. I can't worry myself about the fact. It's the only channel I ever asked for sponsorship on, because I worked my ass off on it, and I'm proud of it, is World Scope. World Scope takes a lot of my effort and a lot of my time to find something to put on there. And it's the only channel, and it's a feature channel, and I've gotten into a habit now. When I do it, I'll say at the end, would you please consider sponsoring this channel? And the only one that is following me that sponsored it is a Sam. So proof is in the pudding. All these people on Rizzle who want to talk about we're all friends, we're here to help each other, we want to support each other. Okay, if you got a sponsored channel and I can afford to sponsor you, if I were to sponsor you, are you going to sponsor me back? You know what I'm saying? Because if they did that, look, well, I don't know, do you break even or do you make money? You know what I'm saying? But there's no support in the community itself in regards to your followers, your core followers saying, oh, I love your content, I'm glad you're there, but I ain't going to give you jack shit. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm an honest person. So
no, that's
like,
perfect.
I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about, can't worry about it. I'm just going to do what I do. That's why I enjoy the improv channels I have, because I can do whatever I want with them. I can go into somebody's prompt and go off the prompt. They can't get pissed at, because if they get pissed at me, I'm just going to come back on and go, wasn't me. You're upset with Hick Jim. You're upset with Paul Legend. Why are you talking to me? Go talk to them. And I appreciate, like, DC is one of the guys who will, when I do Paul Legend or Hick Jim, or I don't think I've ever connected him in with the new guy I do, Stanley Simon, and I put DC in my tags, he will respond back to Paul or to Hick Jim. He won't respond to me, and that to me is real appreciation, because he gets it. That's where you get it.
Mhm.
That's why, like, when I'm sitting here now, if you look right over here, I'll pick up my phone. See that picture?
Okay.
That picture, I won't sit in front of it when it's just me talking, because that's Hick Jim's picture. Whenever Hick Jim is on, that picture is behind him. No matter, and that's
Okay.
wherever. Even when I've taken him into a different room in the house, which is rare, the picture's behind him. When he was in a contest, I took him outside, the picture was behind him. If I wasn't holding it behind me, which I literally did, it was sitting behind him.
Okay.
Because to me, that's
Well,
that character set, you know? Oh, there we go.
got you. Well, now
Means
we
we got,
know. Now we know. Mitch states that he is actually going to create that prompt, stating that, why shouldn't we actually find a way to get paid or something like that. Um,
it would be interesting, but it's, like I said, it's just odd to me that you got those. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Because
okay.
I get paid on the 3rd of the month. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
go through and I'm going to sponsor some of the people I really like on this platform. Now, they're going to know
Mm-hmm.
I sponsored them, I'm pretty sure, because I think it tells you now if somebody, so-and-so sponsored you. But I'm going to do it just because of the goodness of my heart. But the thing
Right.
is that why are not core people doing that for each other? Why not say, hey, you know what,
But the thing about it, what's funny is that there aren't any sponsorships going on the whole entire app. It seems like, as far as the USA part,
yeah, I
you
don't know if
know,
they've shut it down. That's what I'm curious
we,
to see,
it,
because
that's what I was about to tell you. That's what I was about to say, because on the USA part, there's no sponsorships happening, period. Okay?
yeah, and
Period.
like I said, I'm assuming that's because they shut it down, and
Yeah.
that they're
Because let me
doing
tell you,
something
if
else.
somebody really, some people even sponsor being anonymous. I
But I
have a
know
lot of anonymous sponsors, but
because
it hasn't been happening for a long time.
I mean, quite some
Yeah.
time ago, probably, I don't know, not maybe a month or no more than a month and a half ago, Sam sponsored my World Scope channel. But if they shut it down, then I'm wondering, okay, what are they up to? Because they're pitching all this Rizzle.tv and the scripts going out and all that stuff and paying people to do their own show. So what's the plan? Can't we be in
There are a
on the
lot of things
plan?
happening. There are a lot of things happening behind the scenes at Rizzle at this present time that most of us don't know about because they're not telling us. But there are things happening behind the scenes. I would encourage each and every one of you guys to get on Rizzle India on one of their lives and just be on their live the whole time for you to know exactly what is kind of going on with Rizzle, because I've done that. And that's
Have
how
you
I
had fun,
know that,
Ken? Have you
other
had
things are
fun
happening
interactions?
elsewhere, but not on the
Who's
USA side.
Jasmine? I don't know who Dorian Williams is. So I assume
It's
that's a
okay. Don't
joke,
worry.
and
Don't even go there. Let Jackson deal with that. So we're almost up on
almost
our
out of time.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kim, for your time and sharing everything with us. A lot of
Thank you,
intimate
everybody
facts
who's been
from
there putting up
yourself.
with my shit.
Hey, basically, at this point, we're here together. So I would say that's what we're here for. So as long as we continue supporting each other, that's really what's most important. Thank you, everyone, for being on board